What if the winds of change are howling through Hollis Hall, shifting the very foundation of our beloved Bears? Can you feel that electric pulse racing through Chicago, hinting that an evolution is afoot, one that could cast aside the shadows of past failures while igniting the spirit of the monsters of the Midway? This isn't just off-season chatter, folks. It's a movement brewing right under our noses that could redefine everything we know about this team. Hit that like button. Subscribe immediately for every pulse-pounding update, and let's dive headfirst into this rabbit hole. As we gear up for another season of grit and glory, whispers are swirling, my people. Whispers about a new era, dawning new dynamics, setting the stage for redemption. Inside sources have hinted that the voices of our defense are singing a different tune, reflecting a newfound hope coursing through the veins of the locker room. Jaylon Johnson, the heart of our defensive unit, has stepped up in ways we can only imagine, and when he speaks, it's worth listening closely, as if he's unveiling a secret mission. The atmosphere is thick with anticipation. Ben Johnson and Dennis Allen are on deck, ready to lead us into uncharted waters. But what does that mean for a franchise that has endured its share of heartbreak? Let's break down the implications. Because this isn't just coaching chatter. It's a revelation that could shift not just the strategy on the field, but the identity of the Bears brand itself. Jaylon, once a vocal critic of previous coaching decisions, is now singing the praise of our newly minted coaching staff. Have we finally found the pieces to this perplexing puzzle? He's exuding a renewed confidence, and his words about Ben Johnson aren't just praise. They're a battle cry resonating deep within our collective bear down spirit. Setting the tone, he says. Those three words are like a flash of lightning striking the football cosmos, igniting the hopes of every fan who dares to dream of victory. We've languished in the realm of mediocrity for too long, my friends, and the prospect of a coaching synergy fueling our talented roster sends shivers down the spines of every opponent in the league. What if Ben Johnson brings a fresh vision, allowing our boys in blue and orange to unleash their potential like never before? I tell you, it's moments like these that give rise to legends. It's where the echoes of Walter Payton, Brian Urlacher, and Devin Hester rekindle the fire in our hearts, reminding us what it means to be part of this storied franchise. Just imagine the intensity of Sunday afternoons in Soldier Field, the grandeur of the crowd rising to heights we haven't felt since the '85 squad, if we can harness the energy being cultivated right now. But here's the kicker, as we gear ourselves for a pivotal season. What happens if it goes sideways? If our young stars crumble under pressure, or if the whispered promise of change swiftly turns to dust? Seriously, folks, this is Bears football we're dealing with. And though we long for weeks of triumph, we must consider the inevitability of setbacks that come with the territory. Safety and perfection are never guarantees in the NFL, and we know all too well how quickly hope can deflate like a pop balloon on a sunny day in the Windy City. And yet, amidst all the uncertainty, Jaylon Johnson seems emboldened by something deeper. He's determined to guide our defensive backs through the gauntlet of this upcoming season. He's organizing sessions, building camaraderie among the crew like a general preparing his troops for battle. Picture it, a tight-knit group plotting strategy, pushing one another in the unforgiving desert heat of Las Vegas, each day a step closer to greatness. This isn't just a training camp. It's the forging of a brotherhood, and there's power in that kind of unity. But as much as we hope this is the spark we've been waiting for, there's an irreplaceable weight resting on his shoulders. Will he rise to the occasion as a leader of men, or will the crushing burden of expectation silence that fire within him? The stakes have never been higher, my friends, as Johnson vies for another Pro Bowl nod, perhaps even flirting with the possibility of first-team All-Pro. Think about it. Challenge after challenge, every interception, every forced fumble could become a stepping stone to greatness. He's hungering for those milestones, and it's got me wondering if maybe, just maybe, this man is ready to deliver. But as we ponder every twist and turn of this narrative, I can't help but echo a silent prayer. Let the universe conspire in our favor this season. And just when you think you've unraveled all the threads of this tale, that's when it turns on its head, because we're on the brink of something monumental. This saga isn't concluded. The best is yet to come. Stay tuned, Chicago, because as Johnson casts his shadow over the gridiron, we may just be witnessing the dawn of a brand new Bears dynasty. The cliff is looming. The plunge awaits. What will happen next? Stay sharp for part 2. I promise you won't want to miss it. Let me tell you, Bears fans, it's time to rally. Channel the pain of every double doink you've squashed in your heart, the frantic denials when they left us hanging yet again in 2010, and the sheer agony of watching 2018 slip through our fingers like grains of sand. Because if there's one thing we know, it's that we've been met with a symphony of hope and heartbreak that would make Shakespeare weep. Now, as the dust settles on yet another disappointing season, are we really going to sit here and act like this isn't just one more blip on the radar of Chicago Bears lore? I mean, the whispers are getting louder around Hollis Hall, and if you listen closely enough, you can hear it. It's the sound of our illustrious past begging us to reclaim our identity. I challenge you. What if this is the tipping point, where the frustration we felt for the last decade morphs into a rallying cry for something bigger? I mean, can you imagine the locker room walls reverberating with the echoes of legends? Like Singletary and Ehrlicher, their spirits pushing this next generation toward greatness? But let's not kid ourselves. Every time they growl to each other about rekindling the glory days, there's a palpable tension. Maybe quite a few players are silently wondering if their own futures are wearing thin under the scrutiny of the fans and insiders who leave no stone unturned. Picture it. What if we trade up for that dream quarterback and the rest of the league laughed at us, knowing we'd still be stuck looking up at the pack? What if ownership doesn't have the patience to see this through, sees a fractured bond, and throws it all away like a petty changeup? What if the Lions and Vikings, those perennial punchlines that dared to tread on our sacred turf, find a way to capitalize on our missteps while we drown in what ifs? This is not just about the franchise. We're walking down the razor's edge, where glory meets despair, and each player's reaction is a tension of hope and fear feeding into the atmosphere. Nothing in this city can make you more anxious than a failed 2-minute drill on the icy shores of Lake Michigan. You can feel that doubt creeping in like lake wind off Soldier Field in December, leaving you numb to the core. Think of that brilliant kick return from Hester that jumped us from our seats, hearts pounding, only for our hopes to be dashed like our chances at Super Bowl glory in '85, when everything we cherished felt within our grasp, our destinies intertwined with those thunderous cheers. Every game is now more than just a matchup. It's a blood feud against the ghosts of our past. How do we reconcile those moments of brilliance with the present? This season is not merely a chapter. It feels like a fleeting spirit, an echo of hope trying desperately to make its way back into the hearts of the fans. Yet here we are, staring at a crossroad where every decision is layered in consequence, and I can only ask, as another year rolls in, will we look back and find that we built a platform for redemption, or have we paved the road for yet another historic collapse? Will next year be different, or are we stuck reliving our own Groundhog Day in orange and blue? Can you envision a scenario where we finally break the chains, or are we just screaming into the void, forever chasing a legacy that stays tantalizingly out of reach? The question lingers under the neon lights around this bar. Will we crumble? Or is there a fire of destiny burning bright within the gridiron, waiting for a hero to rise, for a team to defy the odds, and for all of us to finally breathe that sweet air of victory once more? The stakes are high. The tension is palpable. But will we have the guts to seize it?